There's a sentence that's quietly ruined a lot of men's lives. Just be a nice guy. Be polite, be agreeable, put her first, never make her uncomfortable, and if you do all that, you'll be rewarded. So you did all that, and you weren't rewarded. You were overlooked. The problem was never that you were too nice. The problem is that nice and good got tangled together, and they are not the same thing. A nice guy and a good man can do the exact same action, and one builds attraction while the other kills it. The difference isn't what they do, it's where it comes from. Let me show you the difference, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's be honest about what a nice guy actually is. Not the insult version, the real one. A nice guy is a man who uses niceness as a strategy. Every kind thing he does has a hidden invoice attached. He's not being generous. He's making deposits, expecting a withdrawal later. He agrees with her, not because he agrees, but because disagreeing feels risky. He hides his real opinions. He swallows his own needs. He says whatever you want, because he's afraid having a preference might cost him her approval. And here's the part he can't see: all of that is about him. His niceness isn't really for her. It's a tool to manage his own fear of rejection. That's why it feels hollow to her. Even when she can't explain why, she senses there's a transaction underneath it. She senses the man in front of her is performing, not being, and nobody falls for a performance. Now here's the good man, and the difference is everything. A good man is kind too. He's considerate. He shows up. On the surface, he might look identical to the nice guy, but his kindness comes from a completely different place. It comes from abundance, not fear. He's not being kind to earn anything. He's being kind because that's simply who he is, and he'd be that way whether she rewarded him or not. He has opinions, and he shares them, even when they differ from hers. He has standards, and he holds them. He has a life, a direction, a purpose that existed before she showed up, and won't vanish if she leaves. He can say no, that's the big one. A good man can disagree, set a boundary, walk away, and that capacity is what makes his yes mean something. His kindness isn't a strategy, it's a byproduct of his strength, and that's why it lands. Here's where it gets concrete. Watch how the same action splits in two. Both men buy her flowers. The nice guy buys flowers hoping it'll make her like him more. There's anxiety under it. Please notice how much I care. She feels the neediness, and the gesture shrinks. The good man buys flowers because he wanted to. No agenda, no scoreboard. She feels the freedom in it, and the gesture grows. Same flowers, opposite meaning. Both men listen to her problems. The nice guy listens to position himself as the better option, quietly hoping she'll see he's more attentive than the other guy. The good man listens because he genuinely cares and isn't keeping score. One of these is connection. The other is a job interview disguised as connection. People can feel the difference between someone who's present and someone who's auditioning. The action was never the point. The source was always the point. So how do you actually make the shift? This isn't about faking it. You can't perform your way into being grounded. It starts with one uncomfortable question: are you being kind? Or being kind to get something? When you catch yourself swallowing an opinion, say it anyway. When you say whatever you want out of fear, have the preference. When you notice you're keeping a hidden scoreboard, put the scoreboard down, and the deeper work: build a life that's yours. Have goals that have nothing to do with her. Have standards you won't lower for anyone. Become a man who's genuinely okay on his own. That's the man who has something real to offer. You stop trying to be chosen. You become someone worth choosing. And then your kindness finally means what you always wanted it to mean. So here's the bottom line. Nice guys don't finish last because they're nice. They finish last because their niceness is hiding fear, and fear is never attractive. Good men finish well, not because they're harder or colder, but because their kindness comes from strength instead of need. Same actions, different men, the whole difference is the source. Stop asking, how do I get her to like me? Start asking, am I becoming a man I respect? Get that right, and the rest takes care of itself. I've got a whole series on this. Start with why nice guys finish last. Then watch the one on the science behind why niceness backfires. They build on each other, and if you want the truth instead of the comfortable lie, subscribe Truth Over Comfort every single week. I'll see you in the next one.